Spacey Sims, and we are back with more 7'Scarlet. And in Sosuke's route, and we're getting close to the end, but we still have a few choices, and we still have our 3 endings. And I mean, we'll see what happens in this part if we finish it, or if we have to go into another shorter part after this. I don't know. But we're learning a lot, and there's things. So now revenants are real, and ooh, craziness. And pretty sure Sosuke's father killed Isora's father. But that's because Asora's father came back from the dead. So fucking crazy. I'm still like mind blown from that. Anyway. When we get back to the Furinkan Hotel, everything's normal. We meet up with Hino and Asora, who are still relaxing in the cafe. After chatting for a bit, we all go our separate ways. I reflect on the day's events as I sink into the bath. So much happened today. The end sepultures, the revenants, my brother's notebook, and finally, what Kyoji Murakumo said. "Don't you ever forget, a revenant will come to kill that girl." He tried to pass it off as something hypothetical, but it'd be hard to sleep after hearing that. There have been 3 fatal accidents that are likely all connected. Here at the Furinkan Hotel, all the entrances have been tightly locked. For example, both the outside door of the Furin Cafe and the door leading to the hotel have been locked, stopping anyone from getting in. Even the baths, which used to be accessible at every hour of the day, are now going to be closed and locked after midnight. It's my job to lock up the last door, the door to the women's bath. It's getting late. The clock will soon strike midnight. I get out of the bath, quickly change into my clothes, and lock the door. That should do it. All the lights are off, from the lobby to the cafe, making it pitch black. I go over to the cafe to get some barley tea. When I passed by earlier, the lights were on. But I guess Isora's gone back to his room now. Only the ticking of the clock echoes through the large, deserted area. I better hurry. I quickly drink my barley tea, then open the door to leave the cafe. Suddenly it's hard to breathe. Someone's behind me, covering my mouth. Oh, fuck. Who is it? I can feel my pulse start to race. I struggle, but with both arms pinned behind my back, my movements are restricted. In the back of my mind, I recall Kyoji Murakumo's words. "Don't you ever forget, a revenant will come to kill that girl." Am I gonna die like this? Be quiet. A man whispers in my ear. I resist, throwing my body against his. Fighting back, are we? Oh. I'm assuming it's Cat Guy, so. Fighting back, are we? Excellent. Disheartening, isn't it? Urgh. I try to yell, but my mouth is covered, so I can't make any noise. I finally give up and let the strength drain from my body. I'm going to be killed. Maybe this man is a revenant. That's it. Nice and quiet. I can't remember the voice I give him. As long as it sounds crazy, it works, right? The man loosens his grip as well. Huh? All of a sudden, the clock in the lobby strikes 12. The man is surprised and lets go of me for a split second. I take that opportunity and resist with all my might. The man momentarily recoils. I shake his arms off me and I sprint away as fast as I can. Someone help me! I dash up the stairs and run to my room, screaming. I don't have time to pay attention to whether the man is following behind me or not. I swiftly take out my key and shove it in the keyhole, nearly dropping it. The door opens faster than I expect, and I fly inside. I immediately shut the door again and lock it. I press my back against the door, breathing heavily. It's hard to get air into my lungs. It hurts. Why? What just happened? Who in the world was that? Someone knocks on the door so hard it feels like it might break. He followed me. It's no use, I'm done for. Hey. Hey, are you okay? What was that scream? The voice belongs to Sosuke. Sosuke? Yeah, it's me. Open the door. Okay. This is where we're supposed to get our first, Ooh, boop, boop. Okay. This is where we would get our first, we would get our normal ending. Like I said, we only have a normal ending, a bad ending, and a happy ending. So this would be where we're going to get the normal ending. So we're going to keep going down the good ending. So we're supposed to open the door. So normal ending would be, we're supposed to trust him, obviously. Sosuke! I opened the door. What in the world happened? I heard a scream and... Oh! Before he can finish his sentence, I fly into his chest. Oh, how adorable. Sosuke! Sosuke, I... You're okay now. He says, gently stroking my hair. I'm trembling from head to toe. Kyoji Murakumo was right. Someone's targeting me. Hey, what the heck just happened? If you don't tell us... Hino's face is flushed. Mr. Tsukiyomi pats his shoulder. Hino, calm down. If we make a fuss, it'll only scare her more. Right. I quake inside Sosuke's arms. Oh, it's beautiful. And Hino's like, fuck. He's like, I shouldn't have brought her here with all these hot dudes. She keeps hooking up with every other one but me. Yeah, well, we hooked up with you in the first one. Look at her. She's shaking. I can't believe someone would be attacked inside the hotel. Let's let Sosuke handle this until everything calms down. We can have her give us the details tomorrow. Yeah, you're right. Sosuke, wake us up if anything happens. Okay. No, but that means you too, Hino. You see what's going on, right? Mr. Tsukiyomi wraps his arm around Hino's shoulder. Well then, excuse us. Let us know right away if anything happens. I like how he's still carrying his camera and his camera bag on him. Like, Mr. Tsukiyomi leads Hino away. Although Hino still looks unhappy about it, Isora goes back to his room too. Then Mr. Tsukiyomi unlocks the door to his room and disappears inside. Sosuke and I are the only ones left in the hallway. He unlocks his door. If you ran out of your room, right, because you heard screaming, why would your door be locked? It's not just, they made the point to say he unlocked his door, so I don't know if that's supposed to be suspicious or what. Like, let's go inside your room. We can talk there. Sosuke urges me back into my room. Yes, and we can do some other... Well, I don't want to talk. I need some comfort sex. What? Nothing. Once I calm down, I tell him the whole story. Can't believe it. You were seriously attacked? Yeah, just now in the lobby. It was pitch black, so I thought something was strange, but... We need to get the vigilance Wait, Sosuke, the hotel should be completely sealed right now. So much so that the few entrances it has are secured with double locks. And yet I was attacked inside the hotel. Which means the culprit is here. A guest? I nod hesitantly. I couldn't see his face, but it was a man's voice. A man. There are 6. No, 7 people I can think of. If it had been you who attacked me, then I'd already be dead. That's true. Not necessarily. I can't believe for a second that it was you. Even if it was, I would... You would what? I shake my head slowly. If he were the culprit, I would be strangely fine with that. Although I don't really understand why. Speaking of which, Mr. Karasuma didn't come out of his room. He should still be at the hotel. I've heard that the owner of the hotel lives in a detached house on the premises, although I'm not sure where. And it can't be Yuki. Based on the size of my attacker, I don't think it was him. Besides, he commuted today and went back home. I replayed the nightmare in the back of my mind. Sosuke, let's stop this. Trying to think about who the culprit is. Don't be ridiculous. You were attacked, and the building was completely locked, right? A revenant will come to kill. That was what Mr. Murakumo said. It's been bothering me this whole time, too. But it can't be... Hey, something's been bugging me. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I get the feeling that we've overlooked something really important. Sosuke thinks for a while, then he raises his head. At this rate, we have no choice. We'll have to cooperate with the Murakumo family and the Insepultures. I don't know enough about revenants. The information they have on them might give us a clue. Don't worry, I'll only cooperate with them until I get revenge for my father. You're really okay with that? Not really, but I don't have time to think about it. Whether we ally ourselves with them or not, you're already being targeted. We need to finish this as soon as possible. True. But if you join the Insepultures... Oh, that's me. But if you join the Insepultures, you'll be just like your... I'm sorry. No, it's fine. I'll do it too. I'll cooperate with them. What? I want to help you. It's okay. Like you, Sosuke, I'll only do it until I get revenge for my brother. Your brother isn't directly related to what's happening right now. Even so, I want to be with you. I want to help you, Sosuke. It's too dangerous. I'll be in danger even if I don't do anything. I've already been attacked. If that's how it's going to be, then I want to fight with you. If I'm with you, then... If we're together, Why are you always like this? I just want to... I don't know. What have I done? Sosuke? He stares at me, not saying a word. Then, it should be like, then you go to the, he hugs me. Then you go, ah! He stabs you. Oh, Sosuke. Oh, so beautiful. Are we on the bed? I think we're laying on the bed. Oh, hi. He pushes me down onto the bed. Yeah, wow. The scent of shampoo and the fragrance of the sun tickle my nose. Mixed among those aromas is Sosuke's masculine cologne. His strong, broad shoulders. His body that's much more muscular than it seems. When he wraps his arms around me, my anxieties vanish, changing into a pleasant sense of relief. I find myself pushing my forehead against his collarbone. He squeezes me. This is so this is like overly romantic. Like it's overly like it's just like, oh my god, guys, I'm gonna like faint. Why do you stir up my heart? He whispers softly, his voice confused and irritated, almost like a terrified child who's lost his way. When I was a kid, ever since the day I decided to leave home. The day you decided to leave? That's right. Ever since the night. Sosuke holds me tighter, so much so that it hurts a little, but I don't try to get away. I don't want him to go. I can feel his powerful arms shaking slightly. I wrap my arms around his neck, pressing myself against him. I vowed that I'd remain calm, no matter what happened. And yet, why do you so easily wreck that? Why am I losing my composure? And it's just, because, okay, here's the thing, right? The thing that's great about these games is he's always like, God, you wrecked my composure. And I'm like, normal men would not say that. They just keep it all in and not say a damn thing. But like, Otome men are like, oh, I vowed to be strong, but you make me feel weak because I love you so much. And you're like, it's okay. Like, they just say shit that you're like, real men would never. And I'm like, I don't know, sure they could even think that, let alone say it, is all I'm saying. Like, if they ever thought it, they would never voice it. It would never come out of their mouths. Never. That's why we love Otome games. I softly look up to see that his lips are shaking, and his eyes are hot and wet, like he could start crying any moment. His face comes closer. Oh dear God, do we get an early kiss? Our cheeks gently touch. His passionately wavering breath. My heart slowly begins to melt. I don't care anymore. Do whatever you want. That's what I'd normally say. So why can't I say that? He whispers in my ear, sighing. Sosuke, I don't understand myself when I'm with you. Oh, no, that's him. I don't understand myself when I'm with you. Thought it was us. I just saw the S and just went with it. Like, I wasn't paying attention. My heart just gets drawn in. He smoothly lifts his head, making our foreheads bump together. His clear, handsome eyes are right in front of me, more beautiful than any landscape. They're trembling uneasily. As he gazes at me, his lips part slightly. I've fallen in love with you. Oh. Like, oh! My heart skips a beat. I can't stop my face from growing hot. I'm sure I'm completely red right now, but I can't turn away from his magnetic gaze. Me too. I love how he's always so serious and tries to theorize about everything. I love his obtuse jokes. I love how he's such a fucking robot. I do, though. I love how he's not honest with himself. I love how he's strong enough to confront his weaknesses. And I also love how he won't allow himself to complain about anything. Everything that makes him who he is. I love everything about Sosuke. Please, stop putting yourself in danger. I beg you. I squeeze him in my arms and cling to him tightly. His scent and his body heat make my heart leap for joy. My heart is pounding furiously, and yet, when he holds me like this, I'm so relaxed. I feel like there's nothing to be afraid of. I'm sure that Sosuke is turning a lot of negatives into positives for me. Sosuke. That's what my selfish imagination believes. But I'm sure that it's true. I want to be with him for the rest of my life. I don't want to be alone. Stay with me. Okay. Thanks. No matter what happens, I'm with him. Why would he thank us? I think that was us, supposed to be us thanking him. See, like, I think, yeah, but anyway. And no matter what happens, if I'm with him, then I won't be scared. That's what I believe with all my heart. The next morning, the police come investigate. Though, of course, the only one who shows up is... I see. So the hotel was completely sealed shut? Right. I checked to make sure every door was locked, except for the woman's bath. So nothing should have been overlooked. And you locked up the woman's bath last night, is that right? Yes, unless the culprit came in while I was taking a bath and I had my eyes closed, and then that's creepy because then they were staring at me naked. And that's just wrong. That's inappropriate. Okay, I finished questioning everyone now, so I'm gonna go. Hey, wait a second, you dumb policeman. Quit calling me that to my face. Ugh, you need something, Hino, dear. You're just gonna leave after a hasty investigation like that? She was attacked. Why don't you do your job and actually look for some conclusive evidence? Or maybe, identify who the culprit is? Yasu is the culprit. Yasu is always the culprit, remember? Well, you know how it is. I mean, no one was actually hurt, right? No one saw her being attacked, so there's nothing more I can do. Or would you prefer getting a famous detective over here? Would you be satisfied if I came with the FBI in tow, huh? This guy gets more annoying by the day. This town isn't particularly used to dealing with actual crime cases. Go on home, Yasu. Shoo! I'm not a dog! Jeez, I'm not coming back here again, got it? He left. Hey, we can't just leave it like this, right? This town also has a vigilance committee. Well, it seems like they have their hands full with everything that's been happening recently. Oh, that was Yuki. Sorry, whatever. Pretend that was his voice. I don't know. True, a lot's been going on. Hey, are you okay? Sure you don't want to head back to Tokyo with me tomorrow? Thanks, Hino, but I'm sorry. There's something I still need to do. If I knew this was going to happen, I never would have brought you along in the first place. I'm just kidding. Don't give me that face. Ugh, I'm so stupid. I can understand why you're conflicted. I don't need a kid sympathizing with me. I'm not a kid, old man. Well, today's our last day of work. You've only got a few more days left, so be careful, all right? All right. And Hino's gonna leave us. I mean, if you think about it, there's no reason for him to stay. It's like, bye, Hino! So we can, get our boyfriend. And, Toa has been nowhere seen in this whole entire path. Ever. I miss my pretty cat boy, okay? I miss him, but I decided to stay in Okanazada without letting what happened last night scare me. I've learned so much in the past few days. It's been hard to accept it all, but I've stopped writing it off as a lie. Could you imagine if we're like, okay, yeah, no, I'm leaving. Wait, what? That's it? Nothing? I also got a clue about my brother's disappearance. But the truth is that I want to stay with Sosuke a bit longer. Fuck my brother! I don't blame her. What, my brother? I had a brother, 2 p.m. Sosuke and I have a late lunch at the cafe. You're more cheerful than I thought you'd be, considering what happened last night. You stayed with me and I woke up in your arms, so I'm pretty fucking happy. Nothing physically happened, but, you held me and we snuggled, and that was just amazing. Thanks to you, Sosuke. Not that I can say that to him. When I remember what happened yesterday, my face turns red. I quickly look down in embarrassment. I hear him clear his throat. It seems he's guessed what I'm thinking about, and his ears turn a light shade of red. Which is kind of cute. Oh, are you done with work? Yeah, a lot of guests are leaving tomorrow, so today was my last day. I see. Are you heading home too, then? Hino said he was going home, but I think I'm going to stay a bit longer. And he's fine with that? I thought he was your bodyguard. Why am I saying my own name? So who's saying Spacey? Because it's not me. Huh? Oh, I was saying Spacey. My name is Spacey. Yeah, that's right. Spacey. It's kind of embarrassing to hear you say it, but you don't seem bothered by it, Sosuke. I'm a little surprised. I don't understand what just happened. You're fine with that? He has never once said our name or our last name. Huh? My name is Spacey. Yeah, that's right. All I did was say her name. There's no reason to get so embarrassed about that, is there? So maybe he's he said our name and we were like, Spacey, and he's like, what? And we're like, that's my name. And he's like, so maybe he was supposed to have said our name in that and it didn't get coded in right. You know what I mean? Because why would we be like Spacey? And he's like, what? Yeah, I don't know. I randomly like to walk around and people talking to me and I'm like, Spacey, what? That's my name. Say my fucking name. And they're like, what? And you're like, yeah, it's just right. It's weird when you say it though. It's like, huh? Because right? That made no fucking sense. Okay, Tim, the terrible typist, has gotten involved here way too many times. I was trying to just think of some more alliteration with, like, Tim the Terrible Typist is something too many times, but I couldn't. Anyway. There's no reason to get so embarrassed about that, is there? I always get embarrassed when someone special says my name. It's just different. Huh? Haven't I been calling you by your name this whole time? No! You have never once said our name in this game! Oh, has he not noticed? When we first met, he'd mostly just say you, but now he's calling me by my name more often. As I find myself deep in thought, Sosuke stares at me. What's wrong? Well, like, that's the thing, like, so aren't you going home too? Not Spacey! Isn't Spacey going home too? No one would say that. They would say you. You know, like, hey, you. Like, hey, you was different than, like, aren't you going home too? Isn't he your bodyguard? Like, so I don't really, something was, like, lost in translation here, because it's like, I don't know. Anyway. Those straightforward, honest eyes remind me of yesterday. My heart leaps in my chest. I've fallen in love with you. I want to hear it from his lips again. Before I can stop myself, the words escape my mouth. Then, could you say what you said yesterday? I want to hear you say it again. You know, how you feel about me. And he's like, what? I was drunk. What I said yesterday, how I feel about you. Oh, that. Okay. It's a little embarrassing. Say it without being embarrassed. It's a little embarrassing. Like, Little Miss Last Order, because she keeps giving him orders. Is that the joke? Did I finally get it? It takes me a while to get robot jokes, guys, okay? Little Miss Last Order. Not that. Ugh, I'd completely forgotten about that joke. That's not what I meant. What you said last night. Do you remember what that old man Murakumo said? About a revenant being closer than we think? Are you changing the subject? Of course I remember that, but considering what happened last night, and taking into account what he said, there must be someone in the hotel. Sosuke says, taking a memo pad out of his bag. It's filled with letters and numbers. This morning, while that policeman was investigating, I followed him and listened in. Wow, Sosuke, you're smart. I'm sorry, you don't have to be smart. Yasu's stupid. Either you're really smart, or that cop is really dumb, or, you know, okay, never mind, both. Doesn't... Naturally. So first of all, the people who were in the hotel when you were attacked last night are Kagasuchi, Amari, Mr. Tsukuyomi, Mr. Karasuma, Susano, and the owner, Yuzuki Murakumo. Susano's a girl. Oh, Susano's a girl, so we can eliminate her. And it sounds like Yuzuki Murakumo was in the detached house that's on the hotel grounds. He owns the place, so he should be able to come and go as he pleases. Which means we'll have to leave him in as a possibility. Huh. Well, what about Toa? Kushinada was absent last night. Indeed, the first one I suspected was Kushinada. It appears that no one's seen him since yesterday. What happened to Toa? I mean, I know he's not a revenant, but like, oh my god, did they kill him because we're not in his path? Guys, did they fucking kill him? Because, right, remember when we're with him, and then the people are like, ah, and he's like, ah, and then Sosuke comes along and says, what the fuck are you doing? He's not a revenant, like, let him go. Oh my god, did they kill Toa? Shit. Oh my god, that would be fucking horrible. No, you can't kill my nerdy, weird little cat guy. Oh no. I'm imaginary hugging him. No, you poor thing, you can't die. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, thanks to this morning's investigation, I was able to find out why exactly. It sounds like he was originally scheduled to check out of the Foreign-Con Hotel today, but he decided to leave yesterday instead. Oh, thank God. Okay, whew. His assistant said as much this morning. She was handling the checkout process for him. His assistant? Does that mean he's actually some rich guy? It's possible. In any case, for that reason, I think we can take Kushinada off my list of possible revenants. I was so scared for a second that they killed him. I saw Toa hanging around the middle school a number of times. Maybe he came here for the concert. I wonder. This is great! I wonder, he might just be odd to himself, as much as a surprise as that'd be. I love shit like that. I'm sorry, this just made the game for me. Like, you were like, oh my god, wait, you figure out, and then he's like, I wonder, he might just be Otto himself, as much as a surprise as that'd be. That'd be hilarious. Wait a minute. They were both like, wait. Hold on. Pull out your phone. You show him a picture of Otto, and you're looking at it, and you're like, picture's hair back. Dude! What's the matter? I'm waiting for you to tell me that you're joking. I don't recall that I was joking. Please, go on. Let's return to the topic of last night. As soon as they heard, just like that, you're joking, right? Like, no, like it could be. Like, as soon as they heard your scream, everyone flew out of the rooms except for one person. The owner of the hotel, Mr. Karasuma. No, the detached house is too far away. The only one who didn't come, despite being in a guest room, was Mr. Karasuma. He claimed that he was fast asleep at the time. He's certainly the most suspicious at this point. He's been staying at the Foreign-Con Hotel this whole time, but he's the most difficult to speak with. But it's not very fun imagining that one of the people from the hotel could be a revenant. They're all good people. It's true that I don't understand Mr. Karasuma very well, but a true villain doesn't appear to be a villain at all. They wear a variety of masks. Which means Mr. Karasuma is... Oh, I'm sorry, that's rude of me. I'm the only one here right now. Don't worry about it. What do you think? If a revenant were among us, who would it most likely be? Okay, this explains this. You can select any choice. Recommend choosing Sosuke for a bit of cuteness. I want to see this. Huh, wait, that's me. As if you'd suspect me. Not wanting to suspect anyone, I throw Sosuke's name out there, but... That's not a bad idea. You're really something else. That went a lot better than I thought. I wonder... Unable to think of anyone, I sit there perplexed. Time passes in silence. Sosuke seems to be pondering a bunch of things. I'm useless. Even though I was the one attacked, I can't picture my attacker at all. They're all such good people. Is there really a revenant among them who's responsible for all this? It's not directly related to this case, but I think it's possible to think about it this way. Revenants crave life force. Yeah? You don't get it? It would be hard to attain life force in this town. It's the country, so everyone watches each other. But then the recent concert stole the spotlight. Something that flashy steals people's attention. It draws crowds of outsiders and it makes the locals restless. And that's their chance to strike. Oh. Which means the one who planned the concert, there's a possibility that Yuki could be the culprit? Well, it doesn't seem like the townspeople lured them all here. But it was certainly a good opportunity to create all this. True. Yuki's not the only suspect. We assembled under the name of the Supernatural Club. The administrator never showed. We never learned who organized the meeting. The Supernatural Club website was just bait. It's conceivable that it was merely a ruse to draw victims here. But I came here randomly. Was it truly random? It's true that my brother factored into it, but it didn't occur to me to come here on my own, but I don't know what to think anymore. What should I believe? What's the truth? I just don't know anymore. It's not any of our guys, unless they're all in on it, right? Because we know Hino knocked the cat guy off the cliff in one of the, and he was there, right? So he saw him. Isora saw him too. Toa saw him. Sosuke is gonna see him. Maybe, unless it's him. And if it's Yuzuki, that would ruin it because, well, we're never going to find out who it is in the path. We're not going to find out till the very end. So we're not going to find out who it is in Sosuke's path anyway. But you know what I mean? Like, so it's got to be one of the other people we've met. It's someone, random person that we've never met before, which would just be weird. It wouldn't be as fun, but possible. Or it's Yuzuki because he's the last route we go down, right? Or it's our fucking brother. I don't know. It could still be our brother, but... I'm sorry. I can't bring myself to suspect such kind people. I'm sorry. I went too far. But I want you to understand. I'm going to think of every single possibility and connect them in a level-headed manner. If I don't, I won't be able to mourn my father, who tried to protect this town from the revenants. That man loved this town. I misunderstood what he was doing and left this town. He continued to protect this place, even though I hated him. Just thinking about how he must have felt, I can't forgive the one who killed my father. I'll expose that murderer, the Revenant. I don't care who hates me for it. That's my duty. But I couldn't bear it if you hated me. So, Skay, as long as you're by my side, that's enough for me. As one who aspires to become a doctor, it's my job to save people. But I don't want to protect you just because it's my job. Relax. I won't go down the same road as my father. In any case, my first priority is to gather information. I'll track down the Revenant my own way. Yeah. Let's go before the sun starts to set. We'll go see the head of the Murakumo family. Not many people go there. It's unnatural. That's in the old part of town, right? Yeah, long ago it flourished because the hot spring's there, but... Wait, someone's coming. He pulls my hand and we hide in an alley. That's... Oh, it's Yuki! Sosuke covers my mouth with his hand. What are you doing? Be quiet. He wraps his... Hold on. I had to move my headset with the microphone on it because my ear was itchy. And I was like, wait, before I keep talking, and then it's like, sounds far away. Like, he wraps his arms around me, and we hide in the shadow of a car with bated breath. Without noticing, Yuki leaves as we watch him go. After we lose sight of him, we slowly stand up. I wonder what Yuki was doing here. The only thing past here is the Murakumo mansion, I believe. It appears that something is going on. Is Yuki a member of the Vigilance Committee? No, but remember they kidnapped Yuki at one point and told him, hey, kid, get rid of the Supernatural Club members. But we weren't there when that happened because remember, Sosuke wasn't present when Yuki went through that. So we obviously weren't present. Oh, that's interesting. I just thought of that. We missed that. So like that scene that we always have where like we're all talking and we're all talking about the stuff and then Yuki comes in and then blah, blah, blah. And then that's when he warns us and he's like, hey, where's Sosuke? And Towa's like, oh, I saw him in the bath earlier. Like, we didn't have that scene in this. So that didn't happen. Even though we weren't with Sosuke at the time because Towa had seen him, remember? Unless that was when he had taken a bath and then Towa had seen him, blah, blah, blah. And that's the night we went to the Murakumo mansion and then Towa decides to leave, right? So that could very well have been the time. Period. Huh. I don't think that's possible. But in no one else's path, it was only in Isura's path that Yuki got kidnapped. None of the other ones he ever went missing. But he still warned everybody, like, hey, I've been told to make everybody leave. But, interesting. In any case, we'll know if we go to the Murakumo mansion. We rush over to the mansion. I heard from Kokuri's son that you were attacked, girl. I see you're all right, though. Yeah. They say haste makes waste, but we no longer have time to ponder. Have you decided what you'll do? Before we answer that, I have a few questions. Questions, you say? I understand that I'm in no position to ask questions, but this is an important decision. I've carefully considered everything. As preposterous as your tale is, you could at least allow me this, couldn't you? You have quite the way with words, like father, like son. Keep it brief. Naturally. If I ask too many questions, you'll likely lose your temper. Therefore, I have just 2 questions. Very well, go on. The first is about Yuzuki. Is he not associated with the Insepultures? If the Murakumos have overseen them through the years, he'd naturally have some involvement. He is hopeless. Completely unreliable. That's all I have to say. Ask your final question. That's it? Then I'll take that to mean Yuzuki's not involved with the Insepultures. I won't answer unnecessary questions. Now ask your second one. Yes, on the second question, it's a significant one. Exactly how much do you know about the Revenants? How to find them, their weaknesses, what weapons you use. You haven't told us a single thing.
I see, then you're planning on cooperating with the Insepulchres.
I didn't say that.
Fine, I'll tell you. There's no way to find them. They look exactly like regular humans. It's quite the clever disguise. There's no way to know that they're revenants until they attack. And that's exactly why we must be cautious. Weaknesses, that's also difficult. You could say they're tougher than normal humans, being undead. But they must consume human life force to remain alive. If they're unable to do that, they'll wither like a flower without water. As for weapons, we don't have any. This isn't a comic book. We don't have any special techniques.
We throw their asses off a cliff and hope they die. I mean,
there's only one way to effectively take them out. We call it extermination.
What do you do?
After we capture them, we throw salt on them and then light them on fire.
Oh, that's where all the foxfires come from, right? It's burning.
That makes the revenant's body shine until they finally scatter like flower petals, disappearing into the air. Then they vanish without a trace in a blinding light.
Oh.
Welcome to the Insepulchres, Sosuke Tatahira.
I'm not joining you. I'm simply cooperating with you until we find the revenant who did this. Until the revenant who killed my father is exterminated.
That's fine. At any rate, we need to create an opportunity. Have you reached the same conclusion, girl?
Yes, I'm with Sosuke.
Then we'll get straight to it, is what I'd like to say. But you two don't need to do anything.
What?
You just need to remain at the Furinkan Hotel.
Why?
We believe the revenant will appear there, especially this year. It will most certainly come to attack you.
Me? Why would it?
Why? Because that is your fate. Have you not had similar experiences in the past?
Similar experiences?
In any case, we believe the revenant is at the Furinkan Hotel. It's targeted you while the place was almost completely locked down, which makes those at the hotel suspicious.
I kind of like him. I'm starting to enjoy him, because he's a little fucking crazy. And maybe it's just the voice I'm giving him. It's getting a little bit crazier as we go. Like, I don't know. It's true that she was attacked, but then wouldn't that mean you're basically using her as a decoy?
That's correct! She's our decoy. That's the quickest way to lure out the revenant.
Is that why you got her involved in this? I can't agree to such a dangerous...
Whether you cooperate with us or not, it won't change the fact that she's in danger. You must protect her as an Insepulcher.
I don't need to hear that from you. I'll protect her no matter what.
It seems you're resolute. Then get going. I look forward to seeing what you do.
Wait, I have one final question. We saw Yuki Hirasaka on our way here.
Don't forget your place, boy. You already asked your 2 questions. I didn't ask mine. Answers shouldn't be sought from others. If you ask such questions in the medical field, who would answer you?
I apologize for bothering you so late at night. Let's go. Right. That night, Hino and Mr. Tsukuyomi are leaving town tomorrow, so we have a small dinner party at the cafe. Or maybe this is the part. This will be the Supernatural Club's last meeting.
Both Mr. Tsukuyomi and Mr. Kagasuchi will be leaving town after tonight. Thank you so much for visiting Okinazato.
Wait a second, are we missing someone?
Oh, you mean Mr. Kushinada? Unfortunately, he's already checked out.
What? I didn't hear anything about that. Yeah, this morning a bunch of his assistants carried away his luggage and finished the entire checkout process for him. His bunch of assistants carried, like, okay, he came trying to be totes undercover, right? He shows up with his own luggage, right? He shows up with his own shit. Like, just shows up like a random person. He doesn't have assistants check-in. He does it on his own. But when he leaves, because he was trying to be undercover, right? He's trying to be all incognito. And then after he leaves, he's like, bitches, get my shit. Oh my fucking god, that's hilarious. Seriously? Was he some kind of rich kid? Now I feel bad for giving him weird nicknames. I feel you, Sora. I guess Cat Specs was more of a bourgeoisie than he looked. That padded doTERRA kimono he wore might have even been made in Italy. Right, Susano? Yeah. Hey, you're supposed to say something funny there.
Since this is our last meeting, I'd like for each to make a speech. We'll start with you, Mr. Tsukuyomi.
As Yuki so graciously announced. You're being way too formal, Mr. Tsukuyomi. Tone it down a bit. No way I'm gonna be able to match something like that. Huh. Oh, right, then... To be honest, I never thought I'd come to know such a large group of people, but it's been a lot of fun. Thank you. You set up the incident that occurred at the hotel last night, too, right? The supernatural club of yours is truly fascinating. Oh, no, that's a bit imprudent of me. Sorry, let me retract that. I'll check out the site now and again, even after I leave. I hope to see you in the future. It's a bit short, but that's all I've got. Thank you very much, Mr. Tsukiyomi. Okay then, Mr. Kakasuchi, head it out of the park if you would please. Yuki, you jerk. Why did you put so much pressure on me? What to say? We didn't have much time to spend with each other, but I'm glad the Supernatural Club was able to meet up and, you're all great. A bunch of crazy stuff happened, but I was still able to have a good time, thanks to all of you. I gotta go back tomorrow because I have a futsal match, but it's like, what's up, Hino? You got a stomachache? Shut it! If I do, it's your fault. Hey, today's our last day, so quit fooling around and get to the point. I know, hey, I'm worried about leaving you here. Hino, I'm the one who brought you here. I thought it'd be good if you could find something out about your brother. I'm sure you're staying here because you've discovered an important clue, so I'm gonna respect your decision. Hino, thanks. I'm leaving her in your hands, Sosuke. Right, you have nothing to worry about. And that's it. Guys who are brave are so cool. Stay away from my man, bitch. I like you, Yo, but stay away from my man. Indeed. After all, she isn't the only woman here. I mean, she may be a bit rude, but she's also cute and charming. Thanks, Yuki. I'm a bit miffed, but I'll just remember the cute and charming part. Hey, come on, Mr. Sano. Please stop messing up my hair. Ugh. A bunch happened, but since this is the club's last meeting, let's eat and drink and party it up. We all clink our glasses together and fill our stomachs with Isura's food. And so time passes. Hey, look at you guys go. Well, who do we have here? Mr. I'm not coming here again. What are you talking about? I've got no clue what you're saying. I heard from Mr. Tsukiyomi that you guys were having a goodbye party. You can't start the party without the symbol of this town's peace and justice, right? Did you seriously tell him, Mr. Tsukiyomi? Yeah, we ran into each other this afternoon. I didn't realize he'd be so unwelcome. I'm terribly sorry. Don't apologize to them. Justice isn't in this policeman's dictionary. The only words he knows are promotion and free food. Sura's cooking is the real deal. It's actually like a chef made it. I wonder why I'm feeling irritated all of a sudden. His jokes are the worst. Hey, could you at least inform us about the status of the investigation, instead of just eating all our food? I can't announce that here. The culprit could be among us. This guy. What exactly do you mean? Whoa, this is amazing. Yasu, what did you just say? What do you mean the culprit could be among us? Nothing at all. Munch. This was just... I don't know. This cake is so good. But he says, this was so good. What are you, a kid? Don't talk with your mouth full. Yasu, what in the world did you mean? Oops, it's not like me to let stuff slip. Bull fucking shit. Sosuke turns to me. This is probably what Mr. Murakumo meant when he told us that all we need to do is stay here. Everyone's expressions harden now the theory about the culprit being in the hotel has been let loose. You're surprisingly shrewd. Sosuke has probably sensed that the Murakumos intentionally had Yasu spill the beans. Well, it's only natural for Yasu to suspect us. Just last night, someone was attacked in this building. I heard about that. It appears the men's bath wasn't locked, so... What? I didn't hear about that. That's because I didn't tell you. If this town had an actual policeman, we would have informed him. So someone forgot to lock it. Who? Stop! You're gonna make Hino depressed. I thought for sure I'd locked it. I guess I was wrong. Hino, are you the culprit? Oh my god, Hino. No, we've seen you with Cat Guy. But, okay, wait a minute. Hino may have fucking locked it, but that doesn't mean someone else didn't go in and unfucking lock it. Right? To make it look suspicious, because I don't think it was Hino. I'm sorry. We've seen him with Cat Guy, right? Did the culprit escape the hotel from the men's bath after he attacked her? It's too soon to jump to that conclusion. This is what I think. After the culprit turned off the lights in the lobby, he hid himself in the men's bath. And then once he was sure she had come out, He slipped out after her and attacked from behind. Of course, he left the men's bath unlocked to make us believe he escaped from there. I like that theory, Sosuke, because I'm sure I locked it. You sound pretty confident all of a sudden, Hino. You weren't that sure a moment ago. But in that case, there's a high possibility that the culprit is either a guest or a staff member. Then they could be among us, though I can't imagine anyone here having a motive to attack her. That's certainly true, but we don't know the motive yet. Why was she attacked? Something's... That simple, runt. I'm not a runt. Wait, what? Who just said that? What a bunch of peace-loving fools. 3 people have already died. It's Karasuma. Yeah. Are you incapable of reaching a conclusion without a revenant murdering someone? Mr. Karasuma! Gah! It's Mr. Rare! You want to know why she was attacked? The answer is simple. I do. A revenant. A revenant tried to steal her life force. It's more than enough motive. Ha! Ha 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 ha! A revenant? Is that geezer crazy? What's he talking about? You're the crazy ones. A revenant is among you, and yet you're sitting around eating and making merry. You're no different from a fish served alive. Ikazukuri? Ikazukuri style, writhing on the table, waiting to be eating. Gross, that sounds horrifying. You're carousing around while completely forgetting the fact that death sits beside you. This guy gets creepier every time. Hey, you! What the heck? Did your mother ever teach you not to point at people? Do you have any proof that you're not a revenant? Proof? Revenants look exactly the same as humans. It's impossible to distinguish them. Can anyone say for certain that you're not one? Now give us proof that you're not a revenant. If you can't, then I'll detain you here and now. What is with this guy? Mr. Karasuma, is that a rope? I'm serious about this. Now prove that you're not a revenant. What the heck is with this guy? Is he insane? My goodness, we've got another weirdo on our hands. I see. Sosuke glances at me for a moment. Sosuke, what are you? Sosuke takes a deep breath and slowly begins to speak. Your name is Mr. Karasuma, correct? It's not that I don't understand what you're trying to say. So someone here gets it. Proof that we're not revenants. Well then, everyone, why don't we treat this as a game? Interesting! Shall we demonstrate the real capabilities of the Supernatural Club? You sound confident, Yuki. Does that mean you have proof? Huh? Don't be ridiculous. Of course I do. Sosuke must be thinking that Yuki's hiding something. On the other hand, Yuki looks like the most composed person out of everyone here. Prove that we're not a revenant. You say to treat it like a game, but that old guy doesn't seem like he's playing around. This doesn't sound like much fun. No, this sounds scary. What's the goal supposed to be anyway? Not to die. Hey, it may be ridiculous to think that any of us is a revenant, but doesn't it sound like an interesting game? I agree. Then shall we start with Yui, Sora? What? I'm going first. I shouldn't have opened my big mouth. Hey, are we seriously doing this? This is a witch hunt. Well, whatever. Yeah, it's, what is Rasaririma! Like his name backwards, but it's not. What's with that unintelligible outburst? Oh, it's just a spell. Relax. Don't worry about it. I'm totally not a revenant. And my proof is, there's no way a revenant could be so good at cooking. Right? Don't you think? Is that right? I wonder. I'm not convinced that cooking has anything to do with it. If revenants look exactly like humans, they should be able to cook if they feel like it. Wait a second. You're the judge, Yuki? I don't think that's fair. And why is that? Because I can't win an argument with you. Well, since this is more like a dialect. What? Dialectic? Why don't we hear everyone's opinions? That should be acceptable. The heck is a dialectic? Hey, sorry, you got rocks for brains. Don't you know what a dialectic is? It's those weird words people in different regions say over and over. Not even close. You explain it, Sosuke. A dialectic, a discourse between people of different views, with the goal of establishing the truth through argument. You hear that? He said dialectic. You better remember that word. Well, in any case, your skill at cooking is inadequate as proof. Do you have anything else? I can't think of anything else. You should go first then, Yuki. Fine then. Let's go with the clearest example. We're currently assuming that whoever attacked her last night is a revenant. Why is that? Because it occurred within the Furinkan Hotel. We can limit it to the members here, so there's nothing else to conclude. Nice! This is really sounding like a mystery novel. Are we seriously going to catch the culprit?
Yasu is the culprit, right?
Would you quit it with that, Yua?
Last night I returned home. I believe Miss Susano saw me leave the hotel at 11 p.m. Yep, I saw him. After watching him lock the door and leave, I went into the staff room to take a nap.
Well, it's a rather simple alibi, but I present it as proof that I'm not a revenant. That's not like you, Yuki. If you have a rebuttal, Mr. Tsukiyomi, I welcome it. I mean, you left after you locked the door, right? That means you could have come back at any time and opened it again. All you needed to do was sneak in after Yua left the lobby. Ha ha! Good job, Mr. Tsukiyomi. You were able to refute my argument. He's having way too much fun with this. We are not going to finish this in this part. We're going to have another one. Oh my god.
You're exactly right. I'll need to get someone from home later to prove my alibi. However, since that's not possible right now, we'll have to put it on hold. Now then, shall we continue in this vein? Next is Sosuke, if you would, please.
Okay, allow me to prove my innocence. Last night I was the first one to come into the hallway after she ran into her room. As I talked her through her door, 3 others gathered behind me. They were Kagasuchi, Amari, and Mr. Tsukiyomi. After she came out into the hallway, the other 3 returned to their rooms, but I stayed in her room. I'd appreciate it if you didn't get the wrong idea, but I stayed there with her until morning. She said she was scared to be alone. In other words, if I had intended to kill her, I could have done it at any time, but obviously I didn't. I believe that should be proof enough that I'm not a revenant. Well, it's irritating to admit it, but he's right, isn't he? And don't just take his word for it. I feel like I'm the one who suggested leaving him alone with her that night, or am I wrong? That's true. I got a little too worked up. After Mr. Tsukiyomi said that, we all went back to our rooms. In other words, we all knew that you 2 were alone together. So if you had killed her in her room, then you would have clearly been a suspect. Someone as smart as you wouldn't take a risk like that. So even if you were a revenant, you wouldn't be so foolish as to kill her there. You're sounding suspicious because you were feuding everybody. What do you think about that? Indeed, I suppose that doesn't actually prove that I'm not a revenant. Well done.
That was a good rebuttal, Mr. Tsukiyomi.
Yeah, I guess I'm just good at the werewolf game. A werewolf game? A generic name of a party game that was popular in Japan for a while. It's also known as Mafia in the United States. Players are secretly divided between villagers and werewolves. We actually have werewolf in the United States. Thank you very much. The goal of the game is to discover who the werewolves are through conversation. If all the werewolves are found and executed, the villagers win. We do actually have that game. Like, it is a party game. Like, I don't... That's one game I do not actually have, but I've actually never played that one, to be honest with you. But we have things that, like, other games that are similar style to that, you know what I mean? Anyway. Oh, like Mafia! This isn't nearly as fun as that, though.
So then, how will you prove that you're not a revenant, Mr. Kagasuchi?
Me? I haven't thought about it. Oh, I've got it. As you know, she and I have known each other our whole lives. We even go to the same college, right? Huh? Yeah, we do. In other words, if I wanted to kill her, I could have done it whenever. So why would I bring her all the way here to the boonies? That's weird, right? That is true.
Whoa, I win!
But it doesn't seem like you and her are dating. Maybe you don't actually get along that well, and you don't see each other very often. How about that? What? So you use this vacation as your one and only chance to murder her in her sleep. What do you think about that? Isora, I don't care about your logic, but if you hurt my pride again, I'm gonna smack you good, got it?
Kagasuchi does seriously want to keep her all to himself. That could easily be his motive.
Hey, Susano!
As they've said, that proof is clearly inadequate. Next up is you. What do you have to say?
I'm the victim here, so that should make it clear that I'm not the revenant, right?
Indeed, it's true that you were attacked by someone we're assuming to be a revenant. However, isn't it possible that last night's events were all a ruse created by you?
A ruse? What's a ruse? This guy's such a pain. Okay, Sosuke, you're up. A ruse, a charade, a trick, an action intended to deceive someone. Oh, I get it. Okay. So what happened last night was just a trick?
It's certainly a possibility. To be fair, no one saw her get attacked, did they?
Now that you mention it, you're right. Hey, I'm not lying!
You could be misleading us to hide the fact that you're a revenant. By pretending to be attacked, the suspicion would fall off of you. This is all just a possibility. Shall we leave it at that for now?
Hey, if we keep doing this, won't we just get suspicious of each other until we can no longer trust each other? If that happens, it happens. Right now, we must focus on revealing who the Revenant is. That's the only way to protect it's the only way to protect ourselves. Hey! Seriously? Some people aren't joking about this. Meanwhile, Mr. Karasuma is just fucking, where is he? Like, he's just gonna kill everybody. I'm just gonna kill everybody. Let's save.
Moving on. Next is Miss Susano. But before that, when you were attacked, you said you heard a man's voice whisper in your ear, correct?
Yeah, I definitely did. Whoever attacked me told me to be quiet, and I'm pretty sure it sounded like a guy.
So if you're telling the truth, there's a very low possibility that Miss Susano's the Revenant.
Although, she could have just, hey, be careful. Yeah, you could throw your voice, come on. I mean, hi, I do man voices all the time. I could seriously walk on my hands and like, girl, you better be quiet. And be like, I don't know, it was a gay man that attacked me. Whatever.
Sorry, everyone.
Outside of the possibility that she was working with a girl who was attacked.
Mr. Karasuma, don't accuse me when we rarely ever see you around.
The nap area's on the first floor. It's inconceivable that you didn't notice that an attack was happening.
I was in a deep sleep.
I think kids like you are the most suspicious. Despite actually being shy, you pretend to act all cheerful around everyone. You're the kind of person who wears a mask to hide her true self. Look who's talking, Mr. Didn't hear anything happen. I'd be like, so can we just say that the person who's calling you is suspicious for the fact that she should have heard something, should have also heard something when I went running past his room screaming and didn't hear anything, and is now accusing us all of being revenants and trying to tie people up? I'm just saying, suspicious number one. But we also know he's also threw himself off the cliff with the cat guys, so he's suspicious, but not in the he's a revenant. There is something going on with him, and I don't know what it is. Like, who the fuck is he? Who is he really? That's my thing.
I feel like you're seriously dissing me.
Hey, Mr. Rare, isn't that going too far? I mean, she is a girl. What does that matter? Okay, Runt, continue.
Run! Fine. Let us proceed. Next up is Mr. Tsukiyomi.
Just as you all get more threatening, it's my turn, huh? Fine then. When she was attacked, I was in my room performing maintenance on my camera. I heard her scream, flew out into the hallway without a moment's delay, and found Sosuke pounding on her door. Then why was your room locked? Because you unlocked the door to your... Although, in the first one, you were attacked, but maybe your injury was actually fine, and then you looked out for Hino, right? Wait a minute. 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 Hino, in the good route, we left with him, right? Because we ended up in the hospital too, right? In the normal route, we left Hino here. Mr. Tsukiyomi was going to look out for him, right? And then Hino mysteriously died. Oh, it's you. And that also explains the gold eyes staring at us from the woods. Oh my God. Oh my. It's him. Gold eyes staring at us from the woods in the beginning, right? Right. They've given several characters this color eyes, though, to kind of like, so you're like, I don't know who's staring at me, but meh. You want us, like, oh, come to my room, I'll take pictures of you, right? And after we went to see him that one time, right? And that one path, instead of going to check on Hino, we went and talked to him, and then we ended up dying. But it wasn't like he killed, you know what I mean? But it was just like, that was a bad ending to set up that he's the murderer. We left Hino in your care in the hospital, and he ended up dead. Oh my God, he just died, and nobody knows why. Dun, 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 dun. I'm banking on you, bitch. Oh my God, we're not going to find out. It's going to drive me crazy. I don't think I have time to record another part. I really don't, but I really want to. Oh my God. Anyway. Just as I was about to call out to him, Hino and Isora came out of their rooms. The rest is just as you've heard. I was worried about her, so I didn't notice when I was knocking on the door. When I turned around, the three of them were behind me.
Mr. Kagasuchi, Isora, what do you have to say about that? Is there anything suspicious about that testimony?
Well, when I opened my door, Mr. Tsukiyomi was running over to Sosuke. And I remember that by the time I got into the hallway, Isura was poking his head out the door. Why does it sound like you're criticizing me for being late? I don't like that. Which means that everyone's testimonies complement each other, so that we all have an alibi stating that we were in our rooms.
I've noticed something interesting, actually. Mr. Tsukiyomi, you might be the Revenant.
Whoa there! I'm listening, Yuki.
No one saw you come out of your room, Mr. Tsukiyomi.
That's true. Sosuke said he only noticed everyone when he turned around.
In other words, Sosuke didn't see where Mr. Tsukiyomi appeared from.
Sosuke, help me out here.
Therefore, he might have come up from the nearby staircase instead of from his room.
And he unlocked the door. We specifically say we saw him unlocking the door to his room, right?
As you were chasing after her.
Hey, watch what you're saying there. Plus, he's got gold eyes. I'm betting it. Fascinating. But if you're going to argue, then no one saw Specs over there leave his room either, right? Specs? Oh, you mean me. Now that Mr. Kushinada's gone, you're the only one with glasses, Sosuke.
Indeed, the same goes for Sosuke. After he attacked her, he could have rushed up to her room.
I haven't finished saying my piece.
Your alibi's gonna collapse no matter what.
I didn't want to say this, but my father was killed by a revenant.
That's right. I knew about that as well. Yasu told me. One of the victims of the mountain accidents was Shinryu Tatehira.
Shinryu Tatehira. No way! Everyone reacts differently, being shocked or hanging their heads awkwardly, but no one looks Sosuke in the eyes. I don't mind if you still suspect me. A gloomy mood hangs over the cafe. It's quite a sentimental excuse. Fortunately, that doesn't constitute as proof. This guy is so fucking weird. Like, who is he? When I asked around, I heard that Specs here didn't have the greatest relationship with his late father. Huh? Where'd you hear that? The old folks around here are more than eager to blab if you take a short walk around town. Though Specs isn't the only one. You there, cook! You were born here as well, weren't you? What the heck? The same goes for that runt there, too. You've been seen coming and going from the Murakumo mansion, haven't you?
Suddenly pointing the finger at me, are you? We'll call the Murakumo family... Well, the Murakumo family manages hotel. I have many things I need to take care of.
Every person here is hiding a secret, which makes you all suspicious. Kinda true.
Now let's move on to you, Mr. Karasuma. Does anyone here have a question for him?
Then I'll go ahead. Mr. Karasuma, what were you doing last night? Even if you were sleeping when she screamed, it should have woken you up. Yeah, I heard it. I knew you were all in the hallway, too. Seriously? Then why didn't you come out? And what would I have to accomplish? I don't have any intention of trying to save anyone. So I listened at my door to figure out what was going on. What are you saying? You're the worst. What a terrible human being. I know, you're worse than Yasu. Yasu's just incompetent. He's amazing. I love fucking Yasu. I love him so much. I hope he's not any bitty bad, because he's just so incompetent and adorable. You're like, I love you. You're so stupid. You're so great. I'm not going to take that from a paper cop. You pretend to help, but you only make things worse. You're the lowest of the low. His voice hurts me. Just wag your tail for the Murakumo family and stuff your cheeks with jog treats for the rest of your life. Ugh. We're so going overtime. I have to wrap this part up here. This is like the worst place to stop, but we are not going to get through this interrogation in this part. So I'm so sad. I don't want to wrap this part up here because I want to keep going. I so do. I don't. Oh my God. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this part up here. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.